Welcome to today's lecture on the topic Oxygen Concentrators, a viable solution for COVID patients with acute respiratory distress syndrome. So, as per the reports, we have seen that in the second wave, there is a lot of cases with breathlessness. And when you have breathlessness, definitely it is the reason that your body cannot absorb oxygen properly and supply it to the different organs. And if the body cannot do this, it can lead to a lot of breathlessness and it can lead to various other issues. So to combat this issue, one viable option that we have is oxygen concentrators. So let me give you an insight on this oxygen concentrators so that we understand why this is important and how we can use this effectively. So in the second wave, we have seen that the breathlessness cases has increased and also it is at the early stage. Like in the first wave, if this case of cases were seen after 10 to 12 days or 15 days, now within 6, 7, 8 days, these kind of breathlessness cases are increasing. And that is leading to a lot of issues. There are no beds and other problems are there. So to combat that, this is a good viable option, that is oxygen concentrators. So let me give you an insight on these oxygen concentrators. So coming to the table of contents, today we will discuss about what are these oxygen concentrators, how it works, what is the advantages of this, and why it is essential for COVID-19 patients who are suffering from acute respiratory distress syndrome. What are the warning signs where you feel that this should be necessary for you, and why should you consult a doctor before you purchase this oxygen concentrators, and few takeaway messages. So coming to the introduction, we all know that when we want to live, everybody wants to live, we require oxygen. So oxygen is required for a normal life. And in many diseases, not only COVID-19, in other respiratory kind of diseases also, there is a drop in the oxygen level in the blood. So once there is no proper oxygen supply to the blood cannot transfer this oxygen to the body parts. And that is when it leads to issues. Okay, so when a lung cannot do this function properly, we may require an alternative source which will provide us oxygen. So this is what is called as oxygen therapy. So when we require oxygen, but our body cannot provide it to different parts of the body, we have to take it from an alternative source. So this is something called as oxygen therapy. So for this oxygen therapy, there is one good viable option that we go for, that is oxygen concentrators. So this is a medical device that is sold, and it has to be sold only with prescription as per FDA, that is Food and Drug Administration. Okay, and this again, as in the case of oxygen concentrators, we know that these are not new. These were used even in 70s also, 1970s. You can see a person using it, but the model might be different. And with technology, we are making this concentrators more and more robust so that it can be used very easily. So now the new technologies, we have seen that there are portable ones also. So you can take it to different places and use it. So these can be sold only with prescription as per FDA. So that is the most important thing we have to keep in mind. So coming to why this is important. So I had told you about the increasing demand and the hype for these kind of oxygen concentrators. So every now and then you can see in the news channels about these kind of concentrators and hype about this. So this is creating a lot of confusion in people, like which kind of concentrator to buy. So what is a good brand? What we have to go for? Why we need this? So there's a lot of confusion. So I've made this video to make you clear about few concepts here so that you understand why this is necessary and what kind of, how does it work and all details about it. So this is very helpful for COVID-19 patients because in these kind of patients, they have acute respiratory syndrome where their lungs do not function properly. So this lungs, as it does not function properly, they cannot breathe properly, because of which they will require an artificial supply of oxygen, and that can be given by these kind of oxygen concentrators. So let me give you a small diagram to just show you how this works. So this works on a technology called as pressure swing adsorption technology. Okay, you need not understand the details of it, but just to make you understand that these concentrators will suck in the air. So this is the normal composition of air. So we know that in the air, we have approximately 78% nitrogen and 21% oxygen. So just 21% oxygen is there. But in COVID patients, we will require concentration of oxygen very, very high. That is approximately 90 to 94% concentration. So how to increase this concentration from 21 to 94? That is what is done by these kind of oxygen concentrators. So they will suck in air and they have certain adsorbing materials within them which are very specific, which will adsorb all other gases apart from oxygen. So once they adsorb all other gases apart from oxygen, and finally you can concentrate it and then send it out. So this is how these kind of oxygen concentrators work, and finally whatever other gases they have adsorbed, they can desorb it. That is nothing but once it gets attached onto the surface, you can remove it from the surface by varying the pressure. So at high pressure, it adsorbs these gases, and when you decrease the pressure, it desorbs these gases. So once the gases are desorbed, it can be sent out through the vent. So nitrogen and other gases which we saw here can be sent out, whereas oxygen is sent for the application, that is for the patient who is suffering from COVID. So there are various parts there like the oxygen tubing and the nasal cannula, which helps in the transfer of this oxygen to the patient. So this is a SEM image of a zeolite, just to show you that these zeolite materials are porous in nature. So you can see how the porous material is there. So this porous nature will help in adsorbing the gas molecules. So they will trap these gas molecules, especially nitrogen and other gases which are not good. And we finally want only oxygen. So all these gases will be trapped, and finally you can use this trapped gases and send it out, and the oxygen which is in the purest form with high concentration, whether 90 or 95%, can be given out. So these kind of zeolite materials are used, and electron microscopy image will give you a detail about the molecule in very high magnification. Like you can magnify it 10,000 times, 20,000 times. So if you have a small sand-like material, if you magnify it 20,000 times, what is the morphology of that sand? How porous is that material? That details you can get using a electron microscope. So this is a scanning electron microscope used for the same. So this is how exactly it looks. Just to give you an insight, the air is adsorbed and there are zeolite materials inside which will trap the other gases like nitrogen and other gases present in the atmosphere, whereas only oxygen will be given. So finally the purest form of the oxygen comes out to this metal outlet here, and through this you can have a oxygen tubing, and finally through a cannula you can insert it into a patient where he will be getting very high concentration of oxygen which is required for him because he cannot breathe properly. So coming to a few advantages of these oxygen concentrators, these concentrators are portable, they can be used 24/7, their lifespan is around 4 to 7 years, and within the systems there are filters inside so that no bacteria, virus, fungus, anything comes inside. So there are filters there, and you have to take care about these filters, you have to monitor it every now and then, and these filters can be changed. And it can work on even on UPS systems, and there are no refills required as in the case of your oxygen cylinders. So these were used prior to oxygen concentrators. But these kind of oxygen cylinders, you need to refill it every now and then. But this is instant generation of oxygen which can be supported every 24/7 time. Okay, so that means that this kind of oxygen transport or oxygen supply is there continuously in oxygen concentrators in comparison with oxygen cylinders where you have to refill it once it is empty. So this is a very robust system which will be very useful for the present situation to handle COVID-19. So why it is very essential for patients with acute respiratory syndrome? So as I told you, under normal condition our body operates at 21% oxygen. We know that. We will breathe in. So the air has only 21% oxygen concentration. But our lungs are functioning normally, so there is no issue. We have oxygen supply properly and there will be proper no severity. But what happens in COVID patients with acute respiratory syndrome? So when we have these patients with this syndrome, they will require very high oxygen concentration. That is about 90 to 94% might be required because their lungs cannot function. Since their lungs cannot function properly and there is no proper oxygen supply to the body, we will require high concentration so that the work is done. Okay, so this can be done by oxygen concentrators. So if you feel that there is slight breathlessness in the initial stage of COVID, then you can use these kind of oxygen concentrators at home itself, but you have to consult your doctor before using this because there are various technical details here like at what flow rate you are supposed to use, what percentage of oxygen is required, and which brand will give you this good percentages. So you have to keep an eye on that. So they will have more details about it. So it's always better to consult a doctor before using this at home. Okay, and if the oxygen level in the blood falls below 90, okay, so please, you have to make yourself clear that your home oxygen concentrators cannot help you if your saturation level of oxygen in the blood falls below 90. This is the stage of emergency. You need to go to a hospital and you need to take medical help there. Okay, but if it is in range of 96, 95, 94, in that range, then this oxygenators might help you to some extent. So what are the few warning signs which will tell you that your oxygen level in your blood is reducing? So bluish coloration of the face, lips and nails. Shortness, your breathlessness can happen. You have a short breath, okay? And restlessness, you are very discomfort. There might be chest pain. There might be certain increased in the pulse rate. But these are the few symptoms which are seen. But in some cases, they have seen that no symptoms are seen. But there is hypoxia condition and that can be analyzed only by medical experts. So in this case, it is very difficult for you to understand about these warning signs, and if you delay, it might be an issue. So that is why it is always better to consult a doctor when you have slight breathlessness itself to see if there is anything that they can help you with. So why consult a doctor before buying this equipment? That is the most important thing. So we have seen already these kind of oxygenators are available in the market with different brand names and different specifications. So you have to check the brands, you have to buy a good brand product, and you have to check for their specification. That is the most important thing, because there are different brands selling these products and they give different specification in them. So there is one with 5 liters oxygen per minute and there are different brands giving 10 liter oxygen per minute. So if you have a choice of selecting a brand based on whether it is giving 5 liter oxygen per minute or 10 liter oxygen per minute, it is always better to go for 10 liter oxygen per minute. So this is nothing but the flow rate. So 10 liters of oxygen per minute. So this is the flow rate at which your oxygen can be supplied in the system. And there are variable portable types and home type of systems. So one thing that you have to keep in mind, it is the concentration that is important and not the flow rate. Okay, I'm telling you 5 and 10, 10 is better. But again, in this 5 and 10, there is concentration that has to be kept in mind. So if the concentration is in 90, 95%, it is always better. There are some brands telling 10 liter per minute, but the concentration is 20 to 30%. That is already there in the air, yeah? So why do you require it? So that you have to keep in mind. So you have to use a high flow rate one with high concentration. And how much flow rate has to be maintained and what concentration is sufficient, that you have to consult your doctor and then use it appropriately. So for example, I'm just highlighting here a concentration of 80, even if we have a 10 liter per minute flow rate, that is not helpful for COVID patients. So that is what I told you now. So check on the brand, buy a good brand product and see to it that it has a good specification that we want, else it is complete waste of money. So do not invest in those brands which do not provide you the actual necessity thing that you have, that is high flow rate and high concentration. So always take a expert advice before you purchase this kind of oxygen concentrators. So this is just to show you an oxygen concentrator of Philips, and it is sold in Amazon. So you can see here, it is currently unavailable. Why is that? Because there is a lot of demand for this and people are already understanding the importance of these concentrators, and even if they do not want it at this particular stage, they are investing on this and trying to buy this. So that is why it is currently unavailable. So this is what I'm telling you about the specification. So just have a look here. So this is the specification of this particular product, and here you can see the oxygen concentration 5 liter per minute. Okay, so this product is at 5 liter per minute, but you can see the concentration here 93% plus or minus 3, which is good enough. Okay, so that is why this is a good product. But sometimes some brands will show you at 5 liter per minute, but there it is 20 to 30%, which is not good. So you have to check on the specification sheet of the product and then only decide to buy. So coming to few takeaway messages, so you have to check your oxygen saturation in blood, and once it is below 95, and this can be checked using a pulse oximeter reading. So you have already known a lot about this pulse oximeter. So just a non-invasive technique which tells you the oxygen saturation in the blood using this instrument. So if this falls below 95, then it is advisable to use oxygen concentrators. So giving too much or too little oxygen can be dangerous. Okay, there has to be a certain limit in which the oxygen should enter your body. So there has to be an expert advice here to suggest you that, and that is why you need to talk to your doctors to use this oxygen concentrators and pulse oximeters safely. So finally, you can contact your official dealers and medical equipment dealers in case you want to buy these kind of equipments, because they can guide you better. So instead of falling for fake products and fake companies, it's always better to consult your official dealers and medical equipment dealers. And finally, regular monitoring of these equipments has to be done. So we know there is oxygen concentrators, there are filters inside. So there is a chance that they can get contaminated. There can be biofilm growth on that, and various other issues can happen because our air is not pure. There can be certain organisms in the air itself. So there has to be regular monitoring of these equipments. So you have to verify the oxygen purity, the flow rate, the pressure, and various other filters there, so that there is no issue. Okay, so regular monitoring of this equipment has to be done so that the equipment efficiency is good enough and you can use it for the expectancy life, that is 4 to 7 years. So these are the references that I used for making this particular video. Thanks for watching.